All right.
Here we are.
Trying this new format. Trying to get the sound right.
Yeah. Maybe we'll get it for you guys. Maybe we won't. We don't know.
And then we'll get it uploaded.
Yeah. Perfect.
Never procrastinate what you can't just cancel, right?
Yeah.
So, an article came across my feed,
Uh-huh.
and it was about those bakers up in Colorado that didn't want to work for a gay couple.
That was a long time ago,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, but something, it always pops back up in the meme pages every once in a while. But it made me think about a question I wanted to ask you. What about tattoos?
What about them?
You ever had to put a tattoo on, a tattoo you didn't agree with? So, like in comparison to like a Christian baker having to bake for a gay wedding.
You know, the only thing I don't like is gang stuff. Like, I don't like gang shit.
Right.
I don't know why. I think it's sometimes the person. You know what I mean? If I'm being honest.
Right.
It's like, I just don't want to deal with that type of person that's like, they want their gang thing. And I think that's probably the only thing I really turned down. I don't want to tattoo a guy's ass. I mean, I will
Right.
if everybody else is busy. But
A body part's different. But I'm
Yeah.
talking about symbols because you're big into symbology.
I do love symbols. I don't like gang symbols. I don't know why. Like, I just think they're stupid. And it's probably because I spent so much time around gangs in jail and
Right.
some of my youth, but mainly it was in jail where I got my first real taste of gangs. And I just remember thinking that, like,
Prison gangs are different than street gangs.
yeah, very much so. But I just remember thinking, like, this is like a boys' club. Like, it's literally just like they don't have anything to do. And so, like, they're like, let's make a gang. You know what I mean? And then that's kind of how it goes. And then they're fighting over colors and shit. And it's just like, whatever, dude. Like,
Territory.
It's fucking dumb.
Drugs, sex, or money.
But I never saw any of the drugs or the money or any of that stuff. So, like, they always talk about that on TV, like how these gangs make money and they get kids to make money. I never saw any of that. Like, it didn't, no money. I just saw control. It was
Right.
all just control about controlling each other. You know, like the top dog would be the guy. You know what I mean? And
Right.
whatever he said went, and everybody else was like, yeah. Like, if he would just say jump, and they would all jump. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird. I mean, but it's no different than like what you see in society. Everybody knows soda's bad, but motherfuckers still drink soda. Like, so like I don't know.
My gang is McDonald's.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. You pick your gang, really, you know what I mean? Like, it is true.
Whataburger versus In-N-Out.
Yeah.
That's one of the biggest debates here in
Yeah.
Texas now.
You know, I heard Mitt Romney say something one time, and this is kind of a little off topic, but it's kind of in the same ballpark. And he was like, he was in one of those presidential debates. He said that his dad said, show me your bank account, and I'll show you what's important. You know what I mean? And that has always stuck with me. I'm like, fuck, you really can find out what's important to a person through the ways
Yeah.
they spend money, you know?
Yeah. I mean, whenever I look on my, affirm, statement, all the bullshit, like you have this many more payments left. I'm like, why did I buy that? Why didn't I just wait to pay one thing off before I
Yeah.
bought another thing?
Yeah. I'm pretty good about that. I'm pretty good about fucking like, okay, I've already got a payment here, so I'm not going to do it. And
Right.
I spent cash on everything most of my life. So there was like this period when I got that Nissan, and like when I went into the dealership, I couldn't do it by myself. I had to bring my mom in there. And I was like 30 something years old.
Because you
And never did anything
It
with
was all
credit.
cash.
Yeah, it was all cash. And I thought that's what you were supposed to do. And the guy was like, "You're like a ghost." He's like, "You're just like, you don't even exist." And I was like, well, that was
Yeah.
kind of the point, but you know.
Yeah, that's kind of why I did everything. Yeah.
And then I got in the game and started playing the game of credit and just understanding what I'm doing and
Well,
not being smart.
It's
Not
good to be
yeah,
that way.
Yeah.
I can't ever ghost because student loans will hunt you down.
You have student loans?
Oh yeah.
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 And they're never forgivable, right?
So, I mean, some of them are, but depending on income level,
Really?
and if you go to work, like for medical field, there's a lot of Doctors Without Borders types of organizations, non-charitables, that they'll write off your student loans if you go work for them like 2 years.
Oh, wow. Well, that's worth it.
Yeah, if I would have known back then, what I do now.
Yeah, that's wild.
Um,
I saw this thing that was like a meme, and it said the banks are definitely willing to give you student loan, debt like 280,000 is student loan at 18 years old, but at 18 years old you can't get a fucking loan for 28,000 to buy a car. You know what I mean? I was like,
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, that's so true. Like
Yeah.
they just fuck people over with that shit. I'm so glad I never went to college.
It's a huge money. I mean, unless you're going to a trade school type college,
Yeah.
you're going for a 4-year degree, yay. But what I know a lot of baristas with 4-year degrees.
Yeah. Oh yeah, me too. A lot of people that work at Mattress Firm.
Yeah.
It's fucking weird. And I guess and they usually like go to a better job eventually. I mean, at
Right.
least
Eventually, yeah.
the one guy I know, but he was like, he got a chemistry degree and was working at Mattress Firm.
Because
And I was just like, what the fuck? Now he lives in Dubai and works for something over there.
Right. Probably work for the oil company over there.
Oh, he's making a ton, I'm
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
Whenever the BP oil spill happened,
Mm-hmm.
my ex-son-in-law, his father was the VP of British Petroleum here in
Oh,
Houston.
really?
So I mean, I found all that out, and I was like, so finally, when I had a chance to sit down and talk with him, when I was still with my ex-wife, I said, "So, how did you start out?" He goes, "I was a roughneck."
Yeah.
And
Wow.
he started out at the bottom,
That's cool.
and then when he got enough money, he would go to school and he got his chemical engineering degree, all for BP, and just worked his way up the ladder.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Now you get a degree, and they just want to work. They're like, you hire me because I'm bubbly.
Mm-hmm.
They want the millennials. They want the job, but without
Yeah.
not starting out as the fry cook.
And I think like if I understand it right, what they look at with the college thing is that you did it for 4 years, you stuck with something, right? That's what they really want to see, I
Right.
guess. I don't know. I'm so glad it didn't have to apply to my life.
Well, nursing.
Yeah.
Like from what I do, a lot of places are requiring a bachelor's now
Really?
before you can even walk in.
Okay. Before?
Before it was just you had it. Like I have a diploma.
Okay.
I don't have a associate's. I don't have a bachelor's. So if I like if my company shut down tomorrow, or I would be out of a job. Like I would have
Really?
to
Do some more school or something?
Yeah, I'd have to go back to
Oh my
school if
God.
I wanted to get back in the kind of job I have now with
Wow.
informatics.
Wow.
And it just really made me think like, wow, I really have found my dream spot.
Yeah.
I don't have a degree. I should have a degree to do the work that I do.
Yeah.
Especially on with given the technical field and cybersecurity.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of your nursing informatics people they have a secondary degree in medical cybersecurity.
Mm.
I just know how to tell somebody, hey, you click this button and this magic happens.
Yeah. That's interesting. I never thought of it like that.
Yeah. So, I mean, at 48, I'd probably have to go to a trade school.
Yeah. Something, right?
Yeah.
Teach you how to tattoo. That's what we do.
Yeah. Right.
No color.
So
You can start like a dog poop pickup company. I just seen a truck in the parking lot.
there was Paul something. I don't remember what it was, but it was like one of my neighbors actually left a flyer for me and my ex-wife.
Oh, really?
Because she refused to pick it up, and I didn't like that dog, so she's like, "That's a man's job," and I didn't want to do it. So we
Oh
just
my God, that's a man's job. Jesus Christ.
yeah.
Jennifer tells me that about the trash. I'll come home and I'll be like, "Ah, damn, you're really filling this trash up," and she'll go, "That's a man's job." Anything else she could do, but that one, no, she's not taking out no trash. I'm like, all right. The world's a scary place for her, though. Like, it's dark outside at night. She's little. I don't know. She's just scared. I don't blame her.
I got approached in my alleyway as a child over in BFE, Texas,
Mm-hmm.
and back then you had alleys between houses, and that's where the dumpster was at. And I was taking the trash out all willy nilly at 9:00 at night, 12-year-old child, and I got leaned on.
What do you mean you got leaned on?
We lived in
Like, was it a kid your age at least?
probably one of them was. I mean,
It was a couple.
Yeah, it was a kid from the neighborhood. And after that, dude, it traumatized me for a bit.
Yeah, you're 12.
Yeah.
Understandable.
No, man.
They just jumped you for no reason?
Yeah, well, probably, yeah. I mean, I don't think I gave them a reason. I was just, taking the trash, and
We just beat your ass.
they were just standing around there, and they were, I was weak and white, and
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I was the minority of the
Yeah.
neighborhood.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Yeah.
That'll do it. Any
All right.
minority gets fucked with. That's just the way it is.
You ready for punch-up time?
Sure.
All right. See, this one time I was dating this pregnant whore. It wasn't mine. She was talking about how she really wants a surprise baby shower. So that night, when she was asleep, I jerked off and came on her face. She got mad. I said that was a surprise baby shower. She said she was dropping hints for me to tell her mom. I said, that's disgusting. Why would you want your mom to come on your face?
That's not a bad joke. You wrote that?
Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Probably. I mean, I probably stole part of it or
Did you?
seeded it off something. But
that would be good with your Kill Tony minute.
You think punching up?
I think that's pretty good. I mean, you could probably spend a little more time on the back end, maybe. But like I laughed. Yeah, the mom part was like. It's probably because I started laughing at the one part.
Whenever I came on her face, it says, surprise baby shower.
To me, that was joke over, but, yeah. And so, like, maybe you'd have to give, like, a pause break.
Yeah.
And let them laugh and get it out. And then you come back in and hit it.
With the mom thing?
Yeah. I think your jokes are, like, the other joke that you told me, I mean, you don't need to tell it here, but, like, the other, because I feel like you should keep that one secret. You know what I mean? Like, for that.
Oh, yeah.
Or use it, wherever you want, I guess. But
right.
I would hate for somebody to steal it. You know what I mean?
Right. It is a good shocking.
It is a good bit. Oh, it's great. Yeah.
I think we told it. No, I don't think I told it.
You told it to Courtney.
Yeah, that's right. I told it to Courtney.
Yeah, you definitely have it memorized.
Yeah.
You were fast. You were real fast with it, but it seems like a longer joke. I didn't time it, but it seems like a long joke. Like that might even take up the whole minute.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Have you timed it?
No, not yet. Maybe we should like
yeah
off camera.
Yeah, work it out.
That'd be pretty funny.
I think it's a good joke though. I told Jenny about it and I was like, oh, it's fucking dirty as fuck. You're just gonna be a dirty ass comic, huh?
Well, it's just that it's that last part when I really dig in about grandma.
Yeah,
that's that's what gets people.
It's good.
Yeah,
it's a good joke. It's really good. I was like, it was so good that I went home and I told Jenny.
Yeah,
I was like, and it was like probably a day later or 2 days later. I was like, hey, Barry had this joke and it's really funny. Like, it was good, dude.
Yeah,
I have utter confidence in you.
We'll let people vote on it.
Yeah.
When there are 2 viewers.
Okay. We got 50.
And we got 50 now.
We got 50.
We got 50 subscribers.
And our boy John. Boy John.
Hey, John.
What's up, dude?
Oh, man.
It really like touches me when people tell me that. When they tell me that like they are subscribed and they watch all of it. Like it's just like, oh shit. Like
that's why I wanted to try. That's why when that sounded like shit, I was like, I don't want to post this.
Yeah.
Because I'm hoping this one sounds better.
Yeah.
If I got the settings.
Can you hear it at all?
Do what?
Can you hear it at all?
Yeah, you can hear some, in and out, like whenever
Yeah.
But now that I'm hoping that by setting the camera over there, but then I adjusted the input settings.
Well, it sounds better in my headphones. Even like I hear myself go and usually I don't hear myself say in the microphone.
Yeah.
So
I need to cut out the part where we set up the DMT.
Yeah. I would like to watch that one. I was like, this is how Hollywood I just got. I was like, we should just redo the podcast. Like, talk about everything we talked about again. I remember it was a good talk. I know I had a great talk.
There was this one part where you said daddy, and I said, do you want to know how I know you're gay? You're like, how? I said, because you just used the word daddy.
What am I talking about?
I don't. That's the part. I was fading in and out.
Well, it sounds really gay when you say it like that. It was at the end when you started hitting me with a bunch of gay jokes.
Yeah.
You know what I like about you though?
What's that?
You will joke with me. A lot of people they just won't talk shit to me. And I fucking I like it. Like I might get like what the fuck did you say for a second? But then I'm like, bitch, you better take this joke. Like
that's just it. Some people. I mean, you're an Aryan Brotherhood, skinny, white.
I'm not Aryan. What are you talking about?
No, I know you're not.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, people,
when they
strangers,
see me,
when they see you.
Yeah.
I mean,
start that way.
This is what people see when they see a skinny, shaved head, white, tattooed up motherfucker.
Yeah.
Okay, it's just. I mean, fuck. If I'd have walked in, I was so anxious and introverted and scared that first time I walked in. I was like,
oh, you felt like that?
I was like, I'm looking for Jay. Like, okay, all right.
That's me, motherfucker. Yeah.
I was like, yeah. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's just how people are. I mean, people don't like a lot of people. Whenever they first meet me, they won't talk shit to me, or they don't know how to take. Because my sense of humor is very dry.
Yeah, that's how I am too. Yeah.
And then I'm bigger than most of them. Like I'm big, and
Physically, yeah.
they're scared I'm gonna hit them. And I'm not going to hit them. I just want them to. I don't make people think I'm going to hit them. I just want them to fear that I'm going to.
That's because you've been hit on. Yeah, I do get that look a lot, and it doesn't bother me. I told my oldest son that shit one time. I was like, like he had never even noticed, and I was like, and I just brought it up to him. I was like, yeah, people stare at me, and he's like, what?
Yeah.
And so then I brought it up to him, and he was like, so then we would be at the mall, and I'd be like, what are you doing? He's like, that guy's staring at you. And he'd just be staring at some grown man. And I'm like, dude, chill the fuck out. Yeah, like, it's okay. Like, like, let me be the one that gets mad about it. Like, you're fine. Like, you know what I mean? And
yeah. But, like.
But I appreciated his
he's staring at you.
Team, his teamness or whatever. But
it's like, hey, I put this on here on display.
And I forget, though.
Yeah.
I forget it's here.
We do.
I forget it's here a lot.
Any kind of display tattoo, we forget it's there after a while.
Sometimes I come out of places and I'm like, what the fuck was that person's problem? And then I'm just like, oh yeah, bitch. Like, you forget how you look?
Okay, good example.
Okay.
That, of course, your facial tattoos look better than this guy's. But remember that faggot or that individual that walked in? Sorry, apologies. Remember that individual that walked in? And you're like, damn, dude, you went straight for the face for that tattoo.
No, I don't remember.
He was looking for like equipment to buy or sell or something like that. We were like, did you tattoo? Is that he's like, how many tattoos you got? Just this one. And his first tattoo.
Oh yeah, that young kid.
Yeah.
He's like gonna print it somewhere.
Yeah.
Oh no, the guy that was selling. He was selling supplies.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, that's what it was.
And he had two big ones that they were colorful.
Yeah, they're big. Look, clown makeup. Almost,
he did go straight to the face. Yeah.
And you're like, wow. So yeah, people. That. Whenever Mike Tyson got his facial tattoo out of nowhere, nobody knew until he came on that fight. Anytime you put a tattoo on your face, people are gonna stare.
Yeah, well, it like fucks them up. Like I heard Rogan talking about it, and he was like, oh, that's definitely trauma. And I was like kind of offended because I was like, bitch, what are you talking about? Because like I chose to do this. It wasn't like some sort of weird trauma thing, and but then I'm like, when I think back, he's like, and Rogan's like, yeah, it's head trauma. Like he's like dead set on his opinion. And I was like, fuck this dude, for a minute. And then I was like, I did get hit in the head with a baseball bat when I was like in the third grade. So
what about
drama?
What about like you brought something, you did it to yourself?
Yeah.
Now, what if it told you about the guy that they held him down?
Yeah, I don't know. I've heard shit like that. I've
tattooed his prison number across his forehead.
Have you seen that?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what did you do to fucking make people hold you down?
Child molester.
Okay.
Yeah.
They could have done worse than that, though. It's number, I guess.
I don't know. It was looked like it. I mean, it was big. It wasn't something you could just hide.
Yeah, I get it.
It was big, but it was also
on your
like
head.
It was also like you could tell he was struggling.
Yeah.
It wasn't like it wasn't like a like one of those gothic artists, the Chicanos that get their name tattooed. Like it wasn't pretty. Yeah. It was struggling, but they got the whole.
It's like all fucked up on one part, and then it gets all clean because he just gives up. He's like, "Fuck it, let it happen." I was watching this fucking cop. I watch a lot of body cam videos, and I was watching this one where this guy. It fucking scares the shit out of me as a parent. But this guy had these. So these parents made a YouTube video channel for their daughter, right? And because of some of the shit that was getting said on the channel, they took it down and whatever. But this guy like contacted their family and friends and other followers and stuff like that, and he ended up finding where this little girl lived. And she was like 6 when she made the video. She's like now 12. This motherfucker's outside of her house, like professing his love, talking about he wants to take this 6-year-old or 12-year-old out on a date, and the cops are being so nice. The whole time I'm watching it, I'm just like, just kill this guy. Just kill him now. Yeah. Like, get it over with, because it's like, he's just like sitting there and he's like, I just want to take her for coffee or something. Like, and the cop's like, dude, you can't take her. He's like, I went in and talked to her. She doesn't want anything to do with you. It's like, that shouldn't even be a conversation.
He should go to jail.
He should die.
Yeah.
He should be more than go to jail. That dude should die, because like in my mind, I'm like, that guy's coming back.
Yeah.
Like he found your house. He showed up 6 years later. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Trying to take your daughter for coffee.
He's gonna kidnap her.
And so the cop, and then when the cop tells him that shit, he's like, was she under duress? Was she under? He's like, starts screaming like a crazy person, because he's obviously crazy as fuck about her being under duress. You know, and I'm just like, dude, like,
that's the reason why she would reject him.
There's just so many reasons why I can't be a cop. and that's one of
Because
them.
yeah, because you were
Because I
just
would
shooting.
bust his teeth out. I would call people names. Like
Yeah.
I would be the worst cop ever. Everybody would be a fucking idiot. Like I would get killed in my squad car while I'm fucking watching a porno or something because I'm just such a shitty person. They'd come find me. Like, but like I mean, that's just what I was watching. I was like, this dude should just be dead.
Yeah,
he
you
should
should
just
just-
be dead. Just
yeah.
get it over with now. Like. So like I just have a different view on child molesters, I guess, because like well, there's no way tattooing a number on his head is enough for me. You know what I
Right.
mean? And I never even been touched on, so I could just only imagine what that's like. You know, I have a close friend that happened to him, and like I like when he told me, it was so shocking for me, but like it explained a lot about his personality, and it was just like okay, like and it gave me such like I finally fucking understood him and like how he was, and like I would have all these little issues like with him before. I'd be like, fuck, like alpha male type issues.
Right.
And then when he explained that to me, I was like, and it wasn't because we were having an issue. He just dropped it on me one day, and
Oh shit.
and I was just like, holy shit. And but it like opened. I understood him. It's like I understood every. That I don't want to give too much away, but like I understood every aspect of him after that, and it's like it just gave me a different feeling for him.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Understanding what truly happened.
Yeah, because before I was just like, I'm just gonna tell this motherfucker, fuck off. Like, you know what I mean? It's like always just this feeling in the back of my head where I'd be like, I'm just gonna tell this dude to fuck off. And when he explained that to me, like out of nowhere, and he's like, you know, I've only told this to like one other person, and I was like, yeah, I see why.
Yeah.
you
It's
know,
not.
I see,
It's
I
not
get
something
it.
you widely discuss.
Yeah.
Even like usually therapy and
Yeah,
your
Yeah.
priest, unless your priest is the one who.
we're doing it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was brutal though. I was just like, holy shit.
Well,
Couldn't imagine. I couldn't imagine how I would have turned out. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, and I don't know how to, and you look at some of the child molesters, that were in prison. You're like, yeah, you look like one.
Yeah.
How did people
Yeah.
not know?
How
How
do
did
they not
people leave
know?
you
Yeah.
around children?
Yeah.
But then you see some of them that look normal.
Really?
So yeah, totally normal, everyday looking individual.
Yeah, I guess I do see those on those news things.
Yeah, I mean, every time like that whole To Catch a Predator. I mean, that's all that was about, and a lot of those guys look
Great
completely
show.
normal.
And a lot of them didn't. Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of them didn't. A lot of them looked like they were missing that chromosome.
Yeah, some of them were wild. Yeah, I don't know.
Have you ever
They're so
seen? Have
fucking
you
weird.
ever watched the YouTube ones where they come up later? They're like, "This is where he's at now."
No, I kind of have seen some of that shit, but I never really click on them because I'm not interested. Like,
It's pretty funny.
I don't like
A lot of some of them are dead. Some of them killed
Thank
themselves.
God.
You know,
Thank God.
tried
Yeah,
to
you
sue
should
the-
kill yourself after that.
Yeah,
Like,
one of them
Jesus
killed
Christ.
himself. I think the last one, like the last episode that shut down, that was because it was a state sheriff from another county.
Whoa.
Yeah,
The sheriff was in on the gig. He was trying to get some kids.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
and they went
I've
to his
seen-
house and knocked on his door, and they went in there. He's like, "Yeah, he shot himself."
What is wrong with that guy? Like,
Yeah.
You're a cop. Like, what the fuck?
Hey,
I saw this one, and it was about they arrested a guy. It was another body cam video, and they arrested a guy that's his job was to like arrest predators.
right?
And he was one.
Yeah.
And he's like, they were like, no. The guy was like, look, I'm gonna try to do this nice. He's like, you got this shit on your device. He's like, we know you have it on your device. He's like, let's just be chill and go to jail easy, like. And the guy did, but it was just like, that's what his job was. I couldn't imagine that being my job. Ugh, having to look at all that.
Yeah,
the
every day, all day
evidence.
long,
Oh,
and then
no, thank you.
and then
Jesus
but
Christ.
still, that's disgusting is that it turned him into one.
Yeah, must have, right? Or maybe he was already there and
He was already there and just
sliding
looking
in the back door.
Yeah. How do I? What's the best way to find out how how I can
Yeah.
get more?
That's why I'm like real suspect about that's why I don't watch movies with kids or like Stranger Things. I never fucking watch that shit because I was just like, I can't get the idea out of my head that somebody's touching all these kids in Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I'm just like, I'm just not into kids like in general like that. Like I don't give a fuck about a teenager and his journey or any of that shit. So like anything with kids, I'm out. I'm just out. And so like but that's where they all go. They all go to work at the Disney store, or there's like this one kid's place named Kanga or some shit. And I used to take the boys there, but I quit taking them because this fucking older, like he had to be like 30s or 40s, Hispanic male, just a standalone mustache, just working there. I'm like, what the fuck would this guy want to work at a kid's place for? You know what I mean? And I had been coming there for so long, I knew he wasn't the owner.
Right.
He was like I was just like, it was so crazy. And then even the first time we ever went there, the first lady goes, "Yeah, you can just leave your kids here." And I was like, "What is wrong with you?" She's like, "If you want to go do something, you can just go do something and come back." I was like, "Are you out of your fucking mind?" Like,
what the fuck?
yeah, like I was, and so like I'm always super suspicious about even when I'm on the toy aisle, I'm
Yeah.
suspicious of people. I'm just
Yeah.
like, if you're like a grown man by yourself on the toy aisle, I'm like, I am looking at you as if I'm ready to fight you usually, because I'm just like, why the fuck are you here? Come back for your kid's birthday present, motherfucker. Like, I don't know, it just trips me out. I don't like it.
Like, I've been down, but I'm just in there, like, and I just run, and I don't like being there.
In the kids aisle.
Yeah.
What do you go by?
Like,
Fucking
you know,
pervert.
a friend's like a kid's
Yeah.
birthday party or whatever. I just walk in and I look. If it's for a boy, he gets an action figure.
Yeah.
And if it's for a girl, she gets an action
Yeah.
figure of and that's it. I just and then I bolt the fuck
Yeah,
out.
yeah, exactly. Get in, get out. Don't fucking sit around and pander,
Yeah.
or whatever.
I'm not. It's not the same as when you go like to the panties section. They really look at you weird there.
Oh, you're stupid.
So, I was making some oil yesterday for 4 cookies, and while I was making it, it's infusing, and then I was hungry. I was like, I'm gonna make a grilled cheese, and so later I didn't have no butter. I was like, well, I got some oil, and so I just took out some, and it was more I thought it was just a tablespoon.
You can't see what color it is, right?
It was pretty green. It's
Oh, you
pretty
can see
dark.
green?
Well,
Okay.
no, I can't. I just, like it was. I'm saying it's green. It was pretty dark.
Yeah.
It wasn't your clear coconut oil.
Oh, mine's not
just-
clear.
And I just took some, a few tablespoons, and I put on and I made toast with it, and made my grilled cheeses, and I ate, and I was sitting around, and I started getting high,
Dude, I'm telling you, that oil is the way to go.
and that's the same oil I use for cookies.
Well, I know, but like you're just mainlining it.
Yeah,
Basically.
it's just basically
It's a
mainline. I
different
soaked it
story.
up in
Yeah.
some bread. And,
Yeah, it's a different story.
And I'm sitting there, and I'm playing my video game. And we're going to talk about that in a minute too. But I'm playing my video game, and I start laughing, and I start getting hot because it was a lot.
That's the best. Your blood pressure changes. Yeah, you're like,
I get
oh,
sweaty.
Fuck.
I get sweaty
I need to
cold.
call somebody.
I was like, I need to go to the hospital.
That's how I felt too.
I was like, no.
Yeah, you have to tell
know exactly
yourself.
what's happening. I know.
You do start feeling like you're gonna die though.
And I start having I start getting that paranoia high. And I start
Yeah, I
geeking
love
out.
it. I did too much.
Yeah. How much do I do? I can do. I can do 250 milligrams, no problem. I know because those little edibles you got from
Them
California.
hoes be
I started
dicking
talking.
around.
No, I just this is everything. I'm
Yeah,
having
yeah,
a conversation in my
okay.
head. You can do this. You can do this. So I stand up and I'm just waddling around my house in my boxers. I got the fan on. I've got the air conditioning down to 69. And finally the little infuser dings like, "Hey, we're done." I'm like, I don't give a fuck.
Fuck that thing.
We're not making cookies today. We'll be making this tomorrow.
That's
That's
so
a
funny.
tomorrow issue.
That's hilarious.
So I eventually got it back in the refrigerator. I got all the oil. I put everything in the refrigerator. I was like, I'm fucking with you tomorrow. But
You had to melt it again then, right? After you put it in the fridge?
yeah, just
It'll harden up. Yeah.
just warm it up. Double boiler or something with some hot water.
I'm telling you, that's the way. Sometimes I think because I eat all those cookies that I have a high tolerance. No,
No.
sir. No, sir. Because whenever I do that oil, I'll be like, won't have anything at home. I do the oil.
Yeah.
Boom. Fucking gone. And it's like 2 grams a gram. And I'm just like seeing things when I close my eyes.
Yeah,
and
dude,
like,
exactly.
That's the best.
That is. I was
That's
just
the
like,
best.
finally.
Is that the first time that's happened?
It was the first time
Like
I've taken pure coconut oil.
Yeah, but like the first time you've seen it like that.
like that. Yeah, like
Or-
I can have 3 or 4 cookies and get some psychedelic, but that,
Almost like mushrooms.
Dude,
It's
I'm
like,
telling you.
What the fuck?
I with the part where I had to shut down the TV show I was watching. I was like, this is getting too annoying. I just need silence.
Yeah.
And so I sat there, in silence and so cold. By the time I came
Your
out of all
blood
this,
pressure.
I was just like,
Oh, dude, that happens to me a lot too, where I just start shaking.
well,
You're just like
'cause-
fucking freezing.
because
Yeah.
I was so sweaty.
I love it.
I
dude.
had all the
Fucking
fans
love
on,
it.
I had the
Yeah,
air
yeah.
conditioner down. I was, I was cold. So by the time I came out of everything, Yeah, I came out because I was fucking frozen. My fat ass is standing there in my boxers, and I'm just. But while it's happening, I just have my eyes closed, and I'm just like the prettiest color, and I'm meditating. I'm
Dude,
just fucking
man,
blasting off.
I'm telling you. Go on. Yeah, tell me more. I love it.
It wasn't kaleidoscopes. It was just
No.
it wasn't that visual effect,
It's
that you get
something
from the
else. Yeah, it's
psilocybin.
different.
But it is a psychedelic effect.
Oh yeah.
Just the shapes and the feeling.
One of the times that it happened to me, I was like seeing like a cartoon news clip reel. You know what I mean? Like kind of, it was just like cartoon drawings, and it was like a news clip reel where it was like just kept coming more
Like
and
a
more
flip
new
book?
ones. Yeah, like that. But it was
Yeah.
like new ones, and like I could still see the old ones going away. But it was like they were just flipping, and it was like all Armageddon. I was like, oh my god! I was like, fuck, and that was when I busted a nut in Jenny or something by accident or some shit
man.
like that. And I was
Dude.
like, oh, you better not have a baby. And I was telling her that stuff, and that's the night I told you I heard like "Thy will be done" and all this
Yeah.
shit happened. I was just
Yeah.
like, whoa, what was that, dude?
I did some horrible things to the German,
Okay,
I fucked
was
shit
she
up.
there that night?
Not that night.
Oh, okay.
That was Sunday, but on Saturday I took like 3 cookies throughout the day, so I just kept getting higher and higher and higher.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm more interested in the other than Sunday. Not really interested in you fucking your girlfriend. I don't give a fuck about that, dude.
Well, you're talking about nothing. You guys like, yeah, I can totally understand that when you're that high, but
I'm just glad you got to go where I go. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's where I go a lot of times, and I do get the chills. And I'm like, and it's been happening a lot lately. I'll just get I'll go outside to take a piss or something. It's a little cold,
yeah.
and I'll just like be like, oh my god, like fucking frozen walking inside. And I'm just like, what in the fuck? And I know it's just because I'm high or something.
Yeah,
like,
it is because
your blood pressure changes.
Yeah.
It's just like so weird, but it's been happening to me more and more. But it's usually like when I've eaten a bunch of edibles. And
Yeah.
I'm just like.
Yeah, it's just how because your default mode network and the way it shuts down.
And I'm like, is this fear? Like, what is this? Like,
it feels that way, doesn't it?
It does
the
feel like
fucking
fear.
paranoia, and you're just like, oh, Jesus,
Yeah,
fuck,
yeah,
and, what's
yeah.
happening?
It's
Wait.
great though. I love it.
Well, yeah, that
It's my favorite.
after you finally set in, like, okay, this is what's happening.
Well, yeah, because you got to go through it. There's
Yeah.
nothing you can do.
with
You
that first
have to
time,
ride
when
through
you
it.
start, because when you're like, oh, Jesus, fuck, how much? Is this one of those times where they say they got to go to the
This is
hospital?
like the best podcast for our friend John, because he was telling me that he got like a mushroom bar and he's never done it and he wants to do it, but he's a little nervous. And I was
Just
like,
do it.
that's what I kind of told him. I was like, just make sure you're in a good mood. Everything's good. You got all your shit taken care of. I was like,
House is clean.
House is clean. That's helpful. All that shit. That's probably why I don't like doing it. The house is never clean at my house now.
Yeah, welcome to family life.
Yeah, that's it. When you have kids, it's crazy. Anyway, though, and I was like, well, you can just come up here, freak out or whatever, He's
So,
like, yeah. He was like, that's what I was thinking. I was like,
we got a whole room for you right there.
yeah, you can just lay in there and hang out and say hi to people that walk by you.
Or say, talk to the demons that are in that room.
Yeah. They're in your head, not in your room. They're good demons, there's bad demons. You just got to talk to the good ones, I guess.
Did you ever read, whenever you were as a child, oh shit, battery's about to die.
No, don't say that. You got the charger?
Yeah.
If not, oh wow. If not, we'll wrap it up. My turn to fill in dead air. Oh, I got all nervous. Is this what it would be like when I was on Kill Tony? That's my big fear about Kill Tony. Is like I just get up there and freeze and be like, ooh. All of a sudden, I have zero confidence. But I see these motherfuckers get up there that have like. And I'm just like, oh, he's a loser. But that, like, I feel like that being a loser shit helps in comedy. I feel like it definitely is part of it. Especially when you see somebody like Rick Diaz, because he looks so fucking crazy. I mean, he just wins. Him and that little guy, that Heath, whatever. You know what I'm talking about? That 17-year-old? Yeah. Yeah, he just fucking kills when he walks on stage because he looks like he's 16 or some shit. All right, done with my dead air.
Alrighty. So, yeah, we're now plugged in.
I haven't had any phone calls this time. That's cool.
Yeah.
Usually a bunch of phone calls. I actually switched the landline number over to this number So instead of calling there, they should be calling here from now on. So I'm gonna try to get rid of that. I'm gonna switch cable companies.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah. Did I tell you I went and looked at that other
No.
place today? Yeah, I did. It's like the same size as this. It's a little bit more narrow and longer, but it has a really big bar next to it. So I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it yet. I mean, I don't know. I think part of me is just fear
Fear
of
of change.
failure. It's not the change, it's the failure.
Yeah.
And that's like, but that's like, I think about when I opened this place in its original location. I remember when my dad, like, he told me the rent, and I was like, oh, that's so much. And he goes, you can do it. And like, so I just keep thinking that, but I just worry about, switching in between. I'll have to rely on them a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing I'm trying to learn about business is that you just have to put your faith in other people. That's hard. That's hard for me. I definitely have a problem, or not. I don't know if it's a problem. I don't think it's really a problem, but I'm definitely have a hard time trusting other people. They don't do shit the way you do it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, dude. That's why I just stepped away from management.
Yeah.
I just
Yeah,
get,
it
you know,
sucks.
I just got tired of people doing things the way they want to do. And the job would still get done, but there's a lot of times I was like, why can't you do it the way I want to do it?
Yeah, that's it. It's like, why can't you just do it the way I do it?
Yeah.
Like, the fuck?
And like the EMR system, the way it's set up, it's complete. I have it curated to the way that I do it.
Yeah.
And that's the way I treat. That's the way I've done it. So that I make people do it the way, like, this is correct. This is the only way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just hey, let the Asperger's guy have his moment.
Yeah. I mean, and that's why I try to like realize that with myself. Is it like control? Sometimes I would find issues at work, and they would bother me for a while because I don't just bring things up right away. I try not to. And so I'd I'd sit on it and just kind of try to feel it out all the way. And, then I'd bring it up and, fuck, I lost what I was going to say. Oh, the Asperger's thing or whatever. And I would just have to a lot of the times I would clear up an issue and then almost fucking immediately I would find a new issue. And so then what I started doing was going, hey bitch, like that issue is really not an issue. Like, what's the real issue here? And so then I started thinking about myself and I would usually be able to find it there, like what my real fucking problem is. And then I would have to, if I didn't hash it out with the person, I would have to hash it out with myself. A lot of the times it was just myself, because if I felt like there were some things, if I brought it to them the way that I saw it at first, it would have been a fight right away.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so it's just like learning that. It's like being patient. That's probably the hardest part for me. Definitely. It's just that part.
It can be a very challenging thing to learn to be patient,
Yeah.
and that whatever you have going on is not the top priority for everybody.
Yeah. That's the hard.
Yeah.
It is. And I always have questioned myself, like, are you a fucking narcissist? And I think everybody has that fucking tendency. Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
why wouldn't you care about you first?
And
That's 100%
There's
normal.
a difference between that and narcissism.
Yeah.
I should be first. I care about myself first, and you should care about me first too,
Yeah. Okay.
because I'm the greatest.
Yeah. Okay.
Shit
Is
like
that the difference?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, I'm pretty cool. I'm pretty good.
Our mutual friend asked me, something. You had said something about her. I was like, you know that we both love you unconditionally, right? She goes, yeah. I said, okay. We don't talk about you at all. Like, at all, dude. That's against the rules. It's just you're not brought up at all. Usually we're just talking about horrors and drugs and things like that.
Okay, now I know what friend you're talking about.
Yeah.
She's so worried about people talking about her, man. What the fuck? Get over yourself.
I think she's just not so much worried about that, but I think she just wonder, like people wonder, that's
Yeah.
what they
I
do.
wonder what people think about me sometimes.
Or that, two people that that the two people that know you through that,
Yeah.
I wonder what they,
Yeah.
it's natural.
Like you tell them the truth anyway. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you guys don't talk about me, do you? Like, never.
I know what people say about me, so.
I just don't care. Like when I first opened this place, like I would hear people go, like people would come into the fucking tattoo shop, see me, and go, "I heard you were on meth," and I would go, "What?" Like, why'd you say that? I'd be like, "I'm just skinny." Like I'm just fucking skinny. Like I'm like in shape. Like
But you're a tattoo artist.
I have a high IQ. Like I know how to take care of my body.
But
like
you're a tattoo artist
Yeah,
who's really
but-
thin, who's really fucking thin for an American.
Yeah, because I'm smart. That's the part they're all missing.
Well, you know, people.
I got the fucking. They told me the food pyramid. Somebody fucking got it in me. I don't know where it comes from. Like my obsession with health and all that shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't really a thing in my youth. It just somewhere along the line, I just was like, okay, I gotta like dial this shit in. I used to eat all kind of crazy shit. We used to eat this place called Pizza Zone, and I just still stayed skinny, but I would feel skinny fat a lot. You know what I mean? I just didn't feel like. I remember there was like a lot of pussy I wanted to get that I felt like I couldn't get because I just had nothing. I had no body. I thought I had muscles, but then when I got the P90X thing right, and I really thought I was decently in shape at this time, and I had been smoking cigarettes. I had recently probably quit or something, and like within a couple years, you know what I mean? But I thought I was like hot shit basically.
Yeah.
And I did the fucking warm up on P90X, and I was fucking like, oh my god! I don't think I did anything more than the warm up the first day. And I mean, I went to military school, so I worked out a lot in my youth, but like it wasn't like a thing. I didn't give a fuck about it, you know.
Right.
And I guess when I found tattooing, it was all tattooing at that point. So yeah. But like I just remember I felt like there was a lot of Latina pussy that just would not pay me any fucking attention.
Until you got.
I guess, and I'm still not jacked or anything.
Right.
I'm in shape, you know, but like I'm not like
I just
I'm
want.
jacked.
I always just wanted the body in the before pictures on those things,
Yeah.
not the afters.
You want the fucking dad body?
Yeah.
The dad one?
I want the dad. Yeah.
Why?
Because it looks
Safe.
better than the one I have now.
Oh, okay. I get what
Get
you're
it?
saying. Yeah, yeah. I've never seen your body, so I don't know how bad it can get. I've never really thought about it being a shit show, but I'm sure it is.
No, I don't want that P90X body. I just want the body the guy had before he did P90X.
Yeah.
How do I get that?
That's essentially usually that's the same body. Have you ever seen those videos
Yeah.
about how they break that down?
Yeah. with the-
How they're not like they'll just get a good pump, a good workout, and then that's how their body looks with the right lighting.
right.
Yeah, they're usually the same day they make the photo.
And now with AI, it's like.
Oh
you
yeah,
know,
it's all done. Yeah, everybody's lying to you. You should just automatically think everything is fucking
Everything's
lying
a
to
lie.
you. Yeah,
because there are some realistic looking AIs now.
really?
Yeah.
Like what? Videos?
Yeah, videos and and pictures.
Yeah.
Like where you can't. It doesn't look animated anymore.
Oh, really? They got like 5 fingers and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the face looks like a face. It doesn't look like a cartoon.
Uh huh. Wow. Yeah, I haven't really kept up too much. I need to.
It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Did you ever read the Choose Your Own Adventure books?
The what?
Whenever we were kids, there was these books that you read it, and usually they were role playing books. But it'd be like, if your party chooses to go down the left aisle, turn to page 176.
I
If
read
they're
one
gonna-
book like that when I was a kid, and it was the most amazing book.
I read-
I think it was a dragon. What's it?
Dungeons
Dungeons
and
and Dragons?
Dragons?
Yeah, that's what you told me.
Yeah,
Yeah. Anyway, go on.
that was my favorite thing to read,
Really?
and then I would
Yeah, they
reread
were
them,
fun. Oh, really?
and I would remember what pages I'd already clicked on, what adventure I'd already been on,
Uh huh.
and then I would reread the book and go, to try to get all the endings I could.
Yeah.
And then I would, throw it. I'd put it to the side and not fuck around with it for a while, and then switch to another book, and go back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and studying a lot or learning, more about this neurodivergent stuff. And that's a classic sign of people that could mild on the spectrum, kind of ADHD type,
I guess.
because that's their escape.
What, books or just
Well, no,
that kind of adventure, different role play?
Yeah, different.
I
They
think,
have
yeah,
to focus
I
on
definitely
that.
think
because-
video games are an escape for everybody. My brain turns off.
Right.
It's almost like when I do jujitsu, or when I do archery or something like that, or anything where I have to focus on this one thing. Everything just shuts down, goes
Yeah.
away.
In those adventure books, you get into them so that and as like an open world video game.
Hmm.
And that's what this Baldur's Gate 3 has been so obsessive. And I just didn't even think about it until now.
Oh, really? I knew
Because-
that when you told me about it. Because you said it was Dungeons and Dragons, right?
Yeah, but I didn't really think about, why I'm so obsessed with it. But it's the same thing from when I was a child. I
Yeah.
I want to see what the next thing is. I want to see what happens if I turn to page this or page that. What's the next?
Well,
What's
that's
going
what
to happen?
those games are fucking betting on, is that you
Yeah.
you want to do that, you know?
Yeah,
They
that's
do
what-
that shit on Call of Duty, like, you know, and I'm just like, I'm not doing it.
Well, yeah,
I think I'm over the game, but
Yeah.
you know, but like even when I was playing it, there was like I know that I could just switch little things up, and you know things would be a little different. You know,
Right.
and I'm just like, I'm not
they just
doing
glitch it out.
I'm like, not doing that.
Mm.
I don't know.
Yeah,
Leads to the same place, really. You sitting on your couch.
that's
I
true.
do like those books though. I think that I had one book like that in the 3rd grade and I loved it. It was the best book I ever read as a kid for sure. And
Yeah.
I don't even know if I thought about that or if I lost the book. I think I lost the book, and that probably means that my mom took it. Or somebody took it. I was at a private school, but I
Right.
remember having that book and just being like, wow. Like I couldn't get enough of that. Because it was so cool. You get to pick where you go.
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't think I should ever play Dungeons and Dragons because this seems like it would be a lot of fun.
yeah,
I see people get roped into that shit. I don't know.
yeah. And then with the dungeon master who sets up the whole campaign, and you build a great you have 4 people, and most of you guys are you develop into friends and
Yeah.
role play.
I think that's where the fun comes in with like that I had on Zombies. Was just playing with people and being nice. And it's
Right.
like I had that one kid add me that one time, and he's like, hey, I added you, and he's little, like I could tell, and I was the whole time I'm playing with him, I'm thinking about you saying how you hate playing with little kids, and so like I was just like trying to not let that be how I felt, you
Right.
know what I mean? Because like well Barry doesn't like playing with kids. I don't know how to play with these. So like I just played with the kid, and like I just was like hooking him up with everything because that was when the game was glitched out,
Yeah,
and he was like, I added you, and I was like, oh, okay. I was like, you get like shit from people for being a kid? He goes, nah, you're just nice. I was like, oh, cool. I was like, 'cause that's all I wanted to do on the game was
Right.
just be nice and have fun with people. That really was my favorite part, you know?
yeah,
I don't know why I like that. That's fun. It was different than multiplayer, because on multiplayer, you're just like, fuck you, fuck you, fuck you.
fuck your mom. Fuck,
yeah, yeah.
And usually it's the kids. Maybe that's why I don't like because usually when I was playing on that, it's the kids are yelling that over their mics.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah,
It's
people
just-
just talking shit.
It's just annoying. It's
Yeah,
just
you
like-
can mute them all. I think I usually had them all muted when I played.
Yeah, I don't know. It's too many buttons to press. Probably
Yeah, that's a lot.
it can't just be one button.
Well, like Courtney was breaking it down, and I seen a video about it too. But like, you can go through the guns and like tune every little aspect about every little
Jesus.
fucking Like that's how they rope you in, like what you're saying, where you get different outcomes.
Right.
It's the same. I think that's kind of what I was thinking about. Is like you can like go down these rabbit holes in these games where you're just like fine tuning it, like, and you're just roped. You're in there. You're doing exactly what they want.
Right.
You're
'Cause
just
you're doing
spending
that, you're not-
time on the game.
You're not playing
And
other
that's
games.
what they
Yeah.
want. Yeah. I don't know why they want it so bad, but like I guess they're just making money through the game,
Right.
with you
buy the
purchasing
game,
shit.
you
Yeah.
know, they got to make it worth your while and try to hit everything they can.
Yeah. They don't rope, and they do that. They have like a battle pass thing where you can do all this stuff and get all these little things
For more money,
Yeah, I guess, or some
probably a
shit.
monthly subscription.
I think so.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
live service game then.
Yeah, probably.
Like Ubisoft came out and said, people better get used to not owning their games.
Well, I haven't owned a game in a while.
Yeah.
They've already done that to us.
Yeah.
You will own nothing. This is like they're like fucking. We're like when we hear that you will own nothing and eat bug shit. We're probably already eating bugs. Like we just don't fucking know it. We're probably
Yeah.
already eating bugs.
Well,
Did you hear? So you heard about the fires, right? In
What?
Texas,
we're at.
like up in West Texas, like somewhere probably where your dad lives or some shit.
No,
You
no,
know,
I hadn't heard about
Apparently,
this.
all these cattle places caught on fire. Like all these, and people are just like, if you go to the comments on any of those posts, it's just like, the elites are doing this shit to us. The elites. Everybody's
Wow.
like out for fucking. I wonder what the world's gonna be like in like 20 years if they keep going like this. I don't know if they're like setting these fires, but everyone in the comments seems to think so. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's,
and for them, it wasn't all in one place, obviously.
they're stupid, right? Because if they do take all of us plebes' money away, we're not gonna have money to care about anymore, and so we're just gonna kill them, right? Like
Right.
this is gonna be what happens. Society will rip them from their fucking beds,
Yeah.
like the French did.
I-
Like, And like I think about that shit all the time. I'm just like, what? Like I try not to like buy into all that conspiracy shit because it'll do your brain in. You know what I mean? Like you'll just be like, you'll fucking like you'll go crazy.
Even if you're on the other side where you're like, you hope it happens.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, then you're evil. Like, you know what I mean?
Then I'm
And-
evil, and I just like, no, I hope it happens because I don't have to pay my student loans back if the government gets overthrown.
yeah.
You know, I'll survive.
Yeah.
You know, we'll make it happen.
But like I'm just like, and then like in the comments they're all talking about some chicken fires at some chicken farm somewhere, and then people are like, none of Bill Gates' land burned up, blah blah blah, and people are like, oh, they didn't paint the fields blue because I guess in Hawaii they painted the houses blue.
Thing. Yeah,
I don't know. It's weird.
it's fucking crazy.
It's weird if it's so blatant, you know.
See, yeah, that's why it's definitely got to be aliens then.
Doing what?
I don't
Setting
know.
the fires.
I mean,
you're like, let's get this back to being a softer moment.
no, it's just I don't know.
Yeah.
You know,
True. Okay.
and if it is the elites, then it's the elites. What are you gonna do?
Yeah.
What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah. I'm just gonna wait for society to go to crazy. That's what I'm waiting
Yeah.
on.
I hope it does, dude. I wish it would go tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm
I
ready.
want my kids to be grown. I want my kids to be grown.
So I got to wait 18 more years.
Yeah, buddy. We're friends.
That's 18 more years of staying alive.
If
Paying
it,
bills.
I don't know. Like, you know, I try not to also be like my fucking grandparents. My grandparents were just like, this place is going crazy. My parents were
Yeah.
like, the world's gone crazy.
The world's gone crazy.
And like I
Everybody thinks-
don't want to feel that way. And like I
Right.
don't. Like I'm still positive. I still think the future is bright. But you know, I
It's
just
just
read shit like
changing.
that on the internet, and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah,
Like, god
it's
damn
just
it.
changing.
Don't
it's,
even
and
want
it's
to
not
think
what
like
we
that.
pictured it.
Yeah.
In 2023 wasn't the same as it was pictured in
Well,
1950 World's Fair.
that like takes me back to the, like what I tried to explain probably last time, last 2 or 3 times about the Garden of Eden, and like that story. It doesn't even just go to being your kids necessarily, like our child's life or your life when you were a kid. You know, like because when you're a kid, you're in the fucking Garden of Eden. You're fucking running around naked. You're having fun. You're doing whatever the fuck you want. You're scribbling on walls with no real punishment. Like at least my kids,
Right.
you know, they're fucking wild. And so like, but like maybe that's like for all of us. Maybe that's a story that can go across our whole life because it does seem different when you're younger. It seems like super bright, and the older you get, the dimmer that motherfucker gets.
It's just like,
You're just
come
like,
on,
what
man.
is happening?
Yeah.
Yeah. And so like, but I don't want to feel that way. I don't want to feel like that because then you fucking fuck up your children. You know what I mean? And then you put
Okay.
that energy out there. Yeah. What? I need it.
How do you feel about kids today not knowing how to operate a rotary phone?
I don't care about that.
Why do people think that's funny?
Who?
Just you'll see it on the internet, and people
Oh, on a
"Well,
meme or something.
These my kids wouldn't even know how to operate a rotary phone. Well, thank God they don't. I don't understand the whole. This generation didn't have
Oh,
it as
yeah.
rough as I
The
did.
rotary phone doesn't
Oh,
seem
do
like a
you-
better idea. Like, yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't seem like a better idea at all.
I had it so rough whenever I was going. Well, good, they don't. I mean,
Yeah.
that means the world's progressed.
I think that too. And when I first started like eating mushrooms, that's like one of the big thoughts that I had. And like it was that. And it was like the world is getting better because people are becoming more like just better and different. Like they are becoming softer, but they're becoming softer here. And
Yeah.
like it's not everywhere, and that's the problem. That's where you come into the problem. It's like the rest of the world's not fucking on what we're on. You know what I mean?
Right.
Sure, big cities, metropolitan places, yeah, they all seem to be like on the same fucking page, but like that's not everywhere. Those are
No.
small places, and so
No.
it's like like that guy that made Yellowstone. He said something like the cities for the sheep and the fucking countries for the fucking wolves. And like when it comes to people,
Right.
and I was just like, he's fucking kind of right. You know,
Okay.
like people from the country are a little more rugged.
Here. But let's say, all life began, in Jerusalem, where everything's going on right now.
Mhm.
All life, began there in Africa and things like that. Why do we consider those places third world countries after this many years? Wouldn't they, why haven't they progressed?
Just got worn out, I guess.
You
I don't
know, That's,
yeah. Well, like we don't all come from Africa. That's false. DNA has like
Well,
proved,
just,
proved that
you know,
wrong.
yeah.
I hate that. I hate that idea though. And but yeah, DNA has shown that that's not right.
Yeah, but you understand what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they to say, like, and then of course all the, like the Bible,
Yeah.
Where time all began, nothing happened before the Bible
Yeah, this
times.
is a shithole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it all happened right there in Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Why does Jerusalem still look like the Bible times when
Yeah.
the rest of the world is built up around it?
I don't know. What does Israel look like? Is it like metropolitan?
No,
I've seen all those
I
old.
don't-
But
I
you,
don't.
you don't think that's just what they show you?
Yeah, probably.
I wonder. They got to have office buildings, right?
Yeah, they should probably in hotels and gas stations.
Yeah, I don't know. I think a lot of that shit's just corruption in those places.
Everybody fighting over a strip of land.
Yeah. I don't know what Africa's deal is. That place is just like fucked up. I guess it's like probably a lot of the fucking, pillaging that people have done there. But like for resources and shit like that.
Right.
Just
Cobalt.
fucking trashing it. Yeah. That shit's horrible. Yeah.
And diamonds, cobalt and diamonds.
Mm-hmm. I don't know. You got me thinking about populations now and like where civilization began, because I like that stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm fucking stoned. I think it like began all over the world. I think about that shit a lot. I always like, why do they call it a human race? Like, why are we racing? Like, who's racing? Like, what is that? Like,
Right.
why is that a term? I never understood that. I brought that up to Trey one day, and he's like, I was just like, I just don't understand, like, who made that up, and like why that's a thing. Like, why do they call it a race?
It's
And,
just
like-
what we call it because for English.
Really?
Yeah.
You sure?
Check out other languages and what they call it.
What do they call it?
I don't have no idea. I don't speak any.
Motherfucker. Species?
I'm sure there's a human.
that's
I'm
not
sure there's
right.
a Latin. The
Oh,
Homo
yeah.
sapien.
Yeah.
you know,
Maybe, yeah.
And we just got tired of saying Homo sapiens all the
Yeah.
time, and it
But-
progressed to human race.
The Hopi Indians, they say that they came out of a hole in the ground. And a lot of the Native American tribes talk about coming out of holes in the ground. And have you ever seen any of those cave structures on the other side of the world?
The
We
ones
need-
like the
we need to get a
huge-ass
real
ones that's
producer,
over
yeah.
in the Philippines, over
Probably.
in Vietnam,
Yeah.
over in the Asian countries.
Yeah.
There's some,
And it looks like a lot of people can go down in there for
Yeah.
a while. I
yeah.
wonder what those are all about.
They like some of them had metropolitan cities.
They say that, yeah. Yeah. There's
Or
this
what-
big inner Earth theory. Have you heard of
Right.
that? Those kind of conspiracies are fun. I don't know why they're fun. I guess the only sad part is that they're hiding it from us.
Yeah, because if it's true, then that's going to negate all of modern society's thinking. If it's really true that there is an inner Earth,
What do you think that would do for people?
that'd freak people the fuck out.
It doesn't freak me out.
No, people,
Man, people didn't freak out about this alien stuff the government's popping off about.
because it's never happening to somebody you know. It's only happening to people on
yeah,
TikTok.
it's not real, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it happened to somebody I knew, or if I saw it myself,
Yeah.
but it's not. It's always happening on TikTok or Instagram. Very rarely do you see on the news the next morning, hey, there were some bright lights, and then somebody explains the way that it was Starlink or
Yeah.
something. But yeah, so I think it would definitely freak people the fuck out if there was, and not like where Mexico came out with those 3 mannequins that were they said were aliens.
I don't see it.
Uh,
I don't follow any of that alien shit.
Um,
I think it's a lie, so I don't know.
But if they had definitive proof with videos and and witnesses and people would tell us, it would definitely freak society out if there was an inner Earth.
But not if there's aliens. But we would just hear about it like this. They'd say there's inner Earth, and we'd go, all right.
No, I'm saying like if there was like news reports and they shut down the like on Independence Day and shit like that.
Oh, you think they would do that?
If there was really an invasion,
Yeah, an alien invasion.
yeah,
Yeah.
it wouldn't just be on TikTok, reaction videos on YouTube.
I think we figured it out.
Yeah. There would be, if it was really an invasion, not Project Bluebeam, not,
You know, all that shit started like after they brought all those Nazis over here to work for the government,
yeah,
and the Germans were doing that to their people. They were scaring them with alien talk and shit like that.
the occult and yeah,
They were doing all that stuff like they're doing now.
the satanic panic.
They're doing it again, right?
Yeah.
Because that's all you're hearing about. Taylor Swift's a witch, and Oprah's a witch, and everybody's a witch, and all that shit.
Yeah, Cat Williams is, they're saying
Yeah.
Cat Williams
Oh,
is
yeah,
the
yeah.
leader of all,
The leader of it.
or he got rejected from it, so that's why
Yeah.
he's calling them all out now.
Yeah.
All the devil worshiping
They
on
probably did
stage.
kick him out.
You know,
He actually seems like he wouldn't be into that stuff though.
not then again. That's why you know
Yeah.
he's tired of them. You know,
Yeah.
doing it and disrespecting him over it because he don't want to do it. So
Yeah.
he's like, fuck it. No, so I could definitely see that happening. But you know, they do talk about how Hollywood and all the devil symbols and everything. And you can't. I mean, you can just put in devil on YouTube and it will show you all the conspiracy. Oh, like we saw this on the Super Bowl commercial and it was probably Satan.
Yeah.
God damn, man. It's not everywhere.
Just chill out. Do you think it's going to drive people to Christianity?
No.
No.
It pisses most people off and makes people just like the whole.
Just makes people think that Trumpers are crazy.
Yeah, Trumpers are crazy and Christianity is crazy. And it's at one time you could avoid your front door because hey, you want to talk about Jesus?
Yeah.
No, motherfucker, I don't. Now it's on your YouTube videos.
What, Jesus?
Just different people. You start looking up religious or conspiracies and things like that, and you start actually looking them up in the algorithm. It just starts popping up, and people start talking about Satan and Bible and what's good and what's bad and picking and choosing.
Go ahead.
It's all, and I'm just saying that you can't just avoid it. Like hiding from the doorbell. It's just right there. So that's why you got to just look up big boobies and bouncy boobies on TikTok.
Just fucking sedate yourself.
Break the algorithm up,
Fuck, I forgot what I was gonna say now.
I was like, don't. I'm setting this up.
Okay.
Just
put your little finger up.
No. Don't ruin the punchline. Don't ruin the punchline.
That's funny. I'm definitely higher than you.
Oh yeah. I don't have a driver.
Yeah, I do have that luxury. Huh?
Yeah.
True. Fuck, I forgot I was gonna say something good too. Wasn't as good as you though. Wasn't as good as you. Oh, I'm reading this book now called The Symbols of Mu, and I stopped reading it because apparently he has a couple more books. And when you read these old ass books, they talk about some wild stuff, like wild. Mu was like another Atlantis. If it wasn't Atlantis, it's another name for Atlantis, or maybe it's like gonna say it's pre-Atlantis. I think what I'm reading, he's saying it's pre-Atlantis. So it was like the island before. It was the religion before Atlanteans, and like in Atlanteans, we're still just like, are they real? It seems like a lot of the new stuff that's coming out, it seems like it was real. But like there's nothing definitive, you know what I mean? And like old science is like not even open to the discussion. But anyway, so in this book he talks about the religion of Mu and how the religion of Mu was that like everyone was your brother because everyone was created by the same creator and there was no devil. There was, you just live this life over and fucking over until you learn these 12 that's why I need to buy the other books because I don't know, but it's 12 disciples, 12. And so like 12 zodiac symbols, right?
Right.
And I've often had this thought too, that like you have to go through a cycle of the whole zodiac before you're going to reach, the next place, the next level. Right.
Okay.
And so that's one thought I'd always had. And that kind of like has popped in my mind now that I'm telling you this. But is like that was the original religion, and that like there was no hell, there was nothing like that. You were just gonna die, and you were gonna live again, and you're gonna go. And it wasn't like necessarily you just had to learn these 12 principles, and it might take you thousands of lives. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you could probably get it quicker if you're attuned or whatever. You got lucky, and so like that was. And that's kind of what the Vikings felt too, is that you would just do that, And I remember the first time I had a deep mushroom trip, that's what I felt, is I felt like I was connected to everyone and everything, and that if I was the father of all these people, no matter how bad, even the pedos and shit, like I wouldn't fucking damn them to hell. They just have to keep coming back. And there's like a balance that must be held, and I believe that there is a balance that must be held in good and evil. I think that like you can't have one without the other. Like if this whole place was just like us all being good like all the time, I mean, how amazing. But like, I mean, we would be doing nothing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We wouldn't have any kind of we wouldn't have a bad experience, so we wouldn't even know we were having a good experience.
Yeah, it would just
you know what I mean?
Flat.
Yeah. And so like, it I don't know. But that's just what all this stuff, this book is telling me, and that's what I would like when I think about like I don't give a fuck where the different DNA sequencing comes from. You know what I mean? I do feel like that. Like like if something created all of us, like then we're all we're all in this together. You know what I mean? And like so there shouldn't be like these things like where we're like pick a side and. Even with conspiracy theories, you can't just pick a side and like, and billionaires, like, I'm sure that's tough too. In some way, you know what I mean?
But see, I get a lot of Switzerland and shit because I don't really pick a side, but then I have to troll because whatever side you're on, I'm going to be on the other side.
Yeah, I like to do that too.
And then because I'm pretty knowledgeable on both sides.
Yeah.
And so I like to troll until
you know why you like to do that?
Why?
Because you want to make someone think. You want them to think more than what they're thinking. You know what I mean?
I want them to,
That's why I do it.
It's like, is this really what you think, or is this just what you've been fed?
Yeah,
so
or
you're
whatever.
Just regurgitating what you've been told.
Yeah, I don't even think about it like that, but I just think I just want them to think deeper.
Right.
There's one time I had this friend who his wife found a porno in their VCR, right? And it was like of Asian chicks. And to make this story even better, she was like brought her friend over to the house. She thought there was a different movie in, so her and her girlfriend are about to watch some movie. So she pops in the movie and she's like, all right, we're about to watch this movie. And it's like Chinese girls eating each other out, right?
Nice.
And so he's like, he's mad about it. And I was like, dude, come on. Like, come on. I was like, you gotta. And I remember like his look on his face to me was like, you fucking bitch, what are you fucking talking about? Be on my side right now, you know what I mean? But I was just like, come on, you have to like think about how she must have felt. Like, it must have been horrible.
Yeah.
Fucking hilarious, but fucking horrible. Like, it's like one of those things you have to laugh about later.
Because, it's not why he needs to be upset at himself. He left the tape in there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of that was his fault. The other part, like you gotta own it a little bit.
Yeah, and just because, she saw a movie and she's like, "Well, let's see what was watching." Yeah, and yeah, little Chile music coming out. He's like Chinese. She's like, "What?"
Is that your Chinese music?
How fast did she turn it off?
That was the best Chinese music I ever. Yeah, that was so good. It was accurate. Yeah, that was so terrible. You got better the more times you did it.
Yeah, it just came to me. I was like, "What's a good way to say Chinese porno music?"
I wonder what that actual sound comes from. 'Cause that is like a thing. It is like a sound.
Yeah. If you know, put in the comments below.
Just tell us how. Just ban us already, YouTube. We're not gonna last long, dude.
No.
I think they have they hear words, so they have words you can't say.
Yeah.
We don't know those words.
No, we'll find out.
Yeah, our views have definitely gone. We had like 17 on our last one that I saw. We had like almost 200 on our first one. So.
Well, the first one got promoted. After that, they're like, "Fuck these guys."
Yeah. Probably. Say too much. They say too much.
Yeah. They talk too much. Can't hear them.
Yeah, that's probably it, right? Nobody's watching that shit. Like, we tried, guys. Like, we tried, friend.
We can just keep trying. Yeah. Just keep trying.
Yeah, we're just having fun.
All right. Well, it's been an hour.
Has it?
Yep.
All right, my ride's on here though. All right, it's fine. It's fine.
No, we can't. We make a second one, but you can't post anything more than an hour. People forget about you.
Oh yeah. All right.
I think that's what I heard.
Claps.